welcome back, everyone, to session 69 of The Sound of Static with a mission log starting from Mercy.
Max 69. Dearest Mercy, since thy last loggeth, thou hath encountered elms, alive and well. As a remindereth, 'twas thy dreadful drug-damned detective whom hast never revealed thine eyes. Hark! 'Twas a vision of madness, an echo of thine past, trapped in space betwixt realities, all because thy gent did once solveth some juicy prate. 'Twas the most admirable thing thou hast ever heard, only compareth to world dominion. Thy gent aided us in the avoidance of thine past echoes, one of which very much did hurteth my precocious figure. In time, doth found the echo of thy gent, whom did translate Gorthrum's daft letters. I, for one, hath already mastered thy language. But nay, as godlike as it is to timely unveil Jane Doe's identity, I findeth myself wondering, following the retrieval of mine grandfather, prithee, what doth we do then? How now doth we get home? And loggeth.
You end your log as you guys are rushing through the hallways of Absalom Station. Hawk gives you a look. I think that was pretty good, Mercy. I mean, I know you were really self-conscious about practicing and everything, but I think it turned out all right.
Thank you, Hawk. This is why you're my #1 fan. Why is there music playing like this in the background?
You guys are currently rushing through the halls of Absalom Station, trying to find Vernon in this tipsy-topsy place. But actually, I will play this track. That's what I meant to play.
Okay, I was getting scared. It's like, are we running from something?
No, not yet. So, you are, I would say, maybe not running, but keeping a good pace through Absalom Station. You have found out the code deciphering this alien language, slowly uncovering more things about Gorthram and these aliens that he had known. You have found Kamu a tip from Elms, uncovering what the letters that Gorthram had written said, as well as a cryptic clue to return to home. But you guys can't do that while one of your crewmates, who is still wandering listlessly, what you have discovered, he is wandering somewhere around floor A of Absalom Station. And on top of not having Vernon in your party, you don't know how to escape the drift.
Look. Figure something out.
Well,
You're smart.
You know, I feel like, Mercy, this has been a recurring problem where you keep just pushing these problems onto other people, and I really don't have any better clue than you guys do.
Fuck, never underestimate yourself like that again. I chose you as my crew member because I saw the potential in you. I saw what you could do.
I thought you chose me as a crew member because Captain Hellowin said that I should go with you, and you guys didn't know anything about it.
I chose you because you have something special inside of you. Now,
well, what is it?
Vernon is. Like, boundless belief in me, which is like, you're my cheerleader, essentially.
Mercy is trying to say that you're smarter than her.
Oh, well, I think,
Well,
smartness and intelligence is very relative, Mercy. I'm sure that you excel in a lot of things that I don't really particularly understand, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses that balance each other out. And we have to find Vernon. Okay,
Yes. Where
well,
are we going?
who did you see on your floor? Because if we all look for Vernon, statistically the odds are pretty high that we're going to encounter another echo of ourselves also wandering around here.
Well, you encountered Kamu. I encountered myself and Vernon. Kamu, who did you get?
What?
Who did you see on deck D?
Oh, So another version of you, Hawk.
Oh, right. So if
That's
we're
everybody.
assuming, then, well, that means there might be another copy of you walking around on deck A. Or maybe other copies of other of us? I'm not entirely sure what the random variable is. Oh, gosh.
Fuck, I feel like this is. Can you get your grenade ready?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we should be armed, I guess, if we're trying to track down Vernon. The problem is that Deck A is kind of the largest, so he definitely has more ground to cover.
True. Let's avoid
Yes.
where our ship is.
Right. Well, we already left the docking bay where we all kind of met up, and I guess we'll probably have to return there once we try to leave. But, other than that, what do you think is the best location? What should we do? Clockwise, counterclockwise, spread out, stay together?
I think you should open the map for me, Hawk, which I definitely remember where that is.
If we were to divide and conquer, we need to specify another time to meet.
That's a good point, and I don't know how much time we can spend here, or how much time is passing on the surface.
No, we shouldn't divide ourselves. I don't want to bump into other versions of Hawk and be like, oh, what time are you on? What time are you...
Yeah, it
together.
was very confusing, I will admit.
Yes.
I'm reverted.
Oh, Absalom Station map is already in the Google Doc. What do you know? I posted it there twice.
Positive.
I'll
You
post
did.
it there 3 times for your viewing
No!
pleasure.
I'm there!
No, it's too late. You asked for the resource, and I'm happy to oblige.
Oh.
Anyway. I would say you guys have just gotten out of, let's say you docked at A25, classic dock. So, wherever you've decided to, go from there, you have the entirety of Floor A to search for Vernon.
Okay, so our past selves, we went from one docking bay to Starfinder HQ, right?
Yes. When you first arrived, you arrived from, we'll say you started at 1, and you had the first docking bay, and you headed to Starfinder HQ.
Well, which way did we go? Clockwise or counter?
I'll leave it up to you.
Okay, I want to say we went counterclockwise, so I want to go clockwise this time.
That sounds as good as plan as any. Okay, then let's stick together, and if anyone hears anything, the good news is that it can only be bad. So, we know for sure that noises are something to be avoided. Unless it's Vernon. But it's a very low chance that it would be Vernon, because considering there are, 4 of us here, and we're trying to avoid about 3 out of 4 people, but then if we avoid everything, how are we going to find Vernon? Oh.
But we'll just feel it. We'll feel like something is wrong, and we'll just run.
Mercy, I feel like your instinct has, well, led you astray and in the right directions in equal measures, so it's not a terrible idea.
Yes, we'd agree.
Okay, everyone, weapons drawn then. So you guys continue on your search for Vernon, heading clockwise, or you're heading clockwise, yes, from Docking Bay A25. Can I get perception checks from everyone? Or, as always, you may choose to fail it.
Oh, when life chooses to fail, man.
Perception.
Never mind. 13.
What did you roll?
14. 2.
25.
Okay.
If there's anything good about being a skill monkey.
you guys start making your way quite slowly, tentatively through Absalom Station, kind of weapons drawn at the ready. As you are kind of creeping through down the hallways towards where you were hoping Vernon can be, you start to approach kind of from that direction, you know, Steward's HQ and things that are on that side of the station. And as you do, Kamu, you see that you're kind of taking the lead, and you hear noises behind you, kind of a couple of footsteps.
Does Come get the sense that this is their early self and Vernon when they're strolling through?
Come, you
Absalom
kind of
Station.
take a look at the surroundings around you, and you can sense that this is very close to where you were before. You think that you guys were kind of wandering around the eastern end, where kind of Steward's HQ was.
We need to get running. A version of us might be coming.
Get ready. Oh, what should we do? Should we start running? You suddenly, Kama, you hear all the noises stop. Kama, what are you talking about? Do you should we start running or?
What did you just say, Hawk?
What? You were saying that you might have encountered you and Vernon before, the old versions, and you can't meet old you.
Yes. We should get going.
Great. Can I have everyone make a stealth check?
Well, I'm just confused. Why did the noise stop? I'm definitely not pulling up my sheet right now. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, 29.
Ooh, juicy. I've also gotten a 29. Wait, no, yes, 29. Wait, is this 29? Yeah, it's 29.
Mercy's just hoping Vernon's at the eye so she can steal rich people's stuff.
Cool. You guys said 20 under 30, correct?
No! Over. I meant over.
Great. Kamu, you suddenly have a recollection as Hawk, who's kind of unsure, you hear kind of the footsteps stop. And you remember suddenly there is like a straining kind of feeling in your gut, as you almost feel as if your insides are being stretched and elongated for a moment. Very kind of unnatural kind of feeling. And you remember the acute perception you had in this very moment when you had first kind of arrived, and you see just kind of sticking out around the corner the end of a sniper rifle.
Who's there?
Oh, you're gonna be...
Lead on a perception check against a plus 18 stealth on myself. Oh, that's great.
You did get a natural 20 on this perception check.
Oh my god.
You just see, you get this kind of strange feeling in your gut, Kamu, as if your insides are being elongated, and then you see the, just behind Mercy and Hawk, the point of a sniper rifle just coming around the corner.
Your grenade!
I'd say you guys both have a reaction right before whatever happens next.
My reaction is to tell Hawk to throw his grenade.
And come, we'll do a cloud array to shield themselves, Mercy and Hawk, from the attack.
Several things happen at once. Mercy, you start yelling just as you see Hawk turn around and throw one of the grenades he has at the ready behind you. Second happens, a gunshot goes off into the dark as Kama, you initiate this cloud array. None of you can see anything in part of the darkness and also the cloud array. You hear the voice of Vernon kind of yelling out, "What the hell is it? Kamu, did you see something?" In kind of the background. And Kamu, you feel this kind of increasing headache as your cloud formation forms behind you.
Run!
You begin to run. Can I get an athletics check for everyone who is attempting to run?
Please, bro. I don't want to get shot. No!
Oh, Mercy.
This is stupid. I got one.
Kamu, can I get an athletics check from you? 18? Okay. A gunshot goes off. Mercy, you almost had foreseen this happening. Somehow in your gut, you had known from the beginning that this would happen. You take 15 points of damage as you feel a sniper bullet kind of pierce through your leg. You kind of stumble to the ground, and you hear kind of the screeching of footsteps ahead of you.
I've been shot. Help me.
Go help Mercy. We can't
I'm
get
going.
too close to her.
He nods and he starts rushing ahead. Can I get a perception check from you, Kamu?
Yes. That is a 28 for perception.
You hear kind of several things happen. In this darkness, you put out this cloud to kind of obscure the fog. You're kind of slowly backing away. You know that you can't stay here for too long. You already feel, you kind of jerk your head back and you see almost like after effects of your own antlers in front of you as they catch up to kind of reunite with you. And you know that you went to investigate further. But you hope that Hawk perhaps has it covered. Mercy, you're kind of on the ground. You see some of your blood is kind of dripping onto the floor, and you see Hawk has run up to you in the haze of this cloud. Mercy, are you okay?
No! Help me!
He starts to lift you up, and both of you hear kind of tall footsteps quickly kind of approaching you. You almost see a silhouette of a gun throughout this cloud haze. Mercy, I can't stay here, but I can keep you semi-hidden. You have to catch up with us, okay?
Okay.
You see, kind of, he pulls out some technomancer magic as he casts Make Mischief on you, and you feel your, you can't see it in the haze and in the darkness, but you feel these kind of, like, tendrils of like a warm kind of magic encompass you, almost as if you were being shrouded in it. When you kind of look at your hand, it's like kind of hard to see. Now you're not completely invisible, but you have concealment for now. And he darts off as you kind of hear footsteps around you.
I want to run!
Give me an athletics check.
If I fail, Rachel?
Well, we'll see.
You sure you don't mean acrobatics? I got like one more point.
If you would like to run, if you're going straight speed, then yes, I would like athletics.
Does a 15 work?
Mercy, you see the cloud begin to slowly dissipate. Kamu, as you are kind of heading down the hall far enough away until you feel these kind of effects kind of dissipate. And you know what, actually, Kamu, can I get a will save from you?
Yes.
Then you get there on the operative field. You get no damage while Mercy takes full damage.
That is only on
Only on reflex.
reflex
That is
saves.
an operative thing. And it's not that good. It's a 10 for will save.
Yeah, that will not quite cut it. You are going to take 14 damage as you kind of back off enough. You stumble, actually, and that's what causes this cloud to kind of dissipate as you realize you need to get much further away than you had foreseen. And as you pull away, you kind of like see bits of your antler have broken off and are like still hanging in the air as you back away, trying to get away from this phenomenon that is happening.
A couple stumble back a couple steps and start heading.
You keep heading back, and you see Hawk is rushing up in the darkness, the tiny pitter-patter of his feet approaching.
Hamu! It's me! It is, you, right?
Yes. Are you hurt?
No, I think you shot Mercy.
Yes, we hurt her. We saw it.
She's going to be pretty upset about it when she gets back, but I think she'd be okay. I cast Make Mischief on her, so she should be semi-hidden. And, you know, Mercy's pretty stealthy, so she could probably get out, right? Right?
Yes. Well, if we remember correctly, then ourselves and Vernon headed towards Starfinder. Well, Star Ranger HQ soon after this, so.
So we should veer off somewhere else, right?
Yes.
Great. We'll just, should we wait for Mercy? I don't know if we can even spot her, where she's gonna go.
Come will bend down and leave a note to Mercy that says, the notes they're timed down, and says meet near the ally in 2 hours.
You begin to write this note. Meanwhile, Mercy, can you remind me what you got on your athletics check?
15.
You kind of stumble back into the wall and you kind of like hit it as you begin to sidle away. As the space clears, you see kind of looking around, kind of waving the cloud away, is Kamu. Your good friend, holding a sniper rifle that has just shot you, kind of observing the area. Can I get another stealth check from you?
I'm gonna kill Kamu after this. What's going on? I got a 12.
You begin to sidle across the wall, and you see Kamu kind of scanning the area. They kind of bend down and look, kind of take a sample of the blood, your blood, that is kind of on the ground, and kind of still looking around. As you do, you kind of have made it a good ways ahead with your kind of athletics, choosing speed rather than stealth. And as you kind of dart off, your footsteps echo through the hall, and you see Kamu's head jolt up and look in your direction.
I'm not here! Shh, I'm not here.
Do you say that?
No.
Moo! It's just a cow!
I just wanna stand still.
Give me another stealth check then. I will say you do have a bonus because you are concealed right now.
Oh, good. See that? I put a curse on you to sneeze. You cursed my die.
Yeah, hold on. Let me give me I just need a quick drink real quick before I continue.
Oh my. I got a. Wait, what?
Stealth?
25.
You stand extremely still, and you see Kamu kind of tilt their head in your direction for a minute. And then you hear Vernon's voice echo out behind them. And they kind of turn back, and you see Vernon has come up, and they've begun their conversation. and you slink away, limping slightly.
I am on a mission. Where is Kamu? Where's my Kamu?
You, with fire like PNG gifs in your eyes, you start heading over, and you eventually see Hawk and Kamu writing a note.
Do you think 2 hours is too much, or maybe we should meet earlier, or just whenever she gets this?
Yes, in the case that we found Vernon, waiting at the eye would be... Wait, that's Mercy. Yes?
Ew!
Kamu, I warned you
I
about
have
this.
words for you.
Kamu cloaks.
What? No, you gun cook right now, Kamu! Mercy brings, like, starts to prep supernova. I will catch you with this blast!
You see Kamu, Mercy is like glowing with the telltale energy of supernova.
Okay, Mercy,
Looks
Kamu,
good.
let's calm down. Everyone just needs to take a deep breath about what happened with, previous versions of ourselves that may or may not be at fault.
You shot me in the leg! I leg, Kamu!
To be
Where
fair,
are you, my Kamu?
the grenade gave us the wrong impression.
I think a lot of things have been done and said. A lot of grenades thrown, a lot of guns fired, and a lot of, attacks against each other that were unwarranted. And I think we, as a crew, need to ban what's a little friendly fire amongst friends,
Mercy starts trying to climb. Did you uncloak yet?
Mercy and Kamu both gets reminded of the fight on Sonia's ship.
Hey, look, we need to find Vernon, right? That is a unifying factor that we can all stand behind.
I guess.
So
Yes.
can we shake hands and make up and have a hug, perhaps?
Only if Kamu initiates it. Mercy's still thinking about, like, taking advantage of the hug to blow up.
Okay, let's do this. I'll be a mediator. Mercy, I will hold one hand as long as you don't blow me up, and Kamu, I will hold your other hand, therefore showing your position. We are both at vulnerable positions, and therefore we can find a good truce.
He kind
Yeah,
of like
well,
holds
that's
with his
too much.
hands extended.
Fuck, you know that through the grenade. Don't you gotta apologize too?
You told me to throw the grenade!
Kamu uncloses and holds Hawk's hand.
Mercy?
I want cake when we get back.
I kind of takes both your hands, being like kind of a conduit between you two, frantically looking between you two.
Okay, truce initiated.
I initiated, but will it uphold if I don't get my cake? No.
Well, I'm sure we'll get you a cake on Absalom Station when this is over, Mercy. Frankly, I think we all deserve it.
Yes. Look, we'll get a cake once Castle Meridian is back.
Yeah.
Well, time check. I was away from you for like 5 seconds. That means time check.
You all kind of show flash your watches. You all are on the same time.
Okay. It'd be really messed up if I left with not
Yeah,
you guys.
I really don't want to know what happens if we take a wrong Vernon home. So let's try to find ours, okay?
Oh, I kind of want to know what happens, you know?
Mercy, a while ago, what, 30 minutes ago? That's more than that. 3 hours ago, you were not so fond of the idea of a replica. When we say replica, it really is ourselves in a different time.
I don't know. The Vernon I met was really mean and nothing like my Vernon, so we gotta get ours. You're right.
We'll assure you that is not the Vernon should be exactly like the Vernon we've met.
That does
Shush,
sound
no.
kind of like Vernon, exactly.
No, definitely not. Where are we at?
And did you know that-
Did we make it to 6?
I would say wherever you guys have, you kind of detoured into a side hallway. You know that further going down towards the Starfinder's HQ, you will run into, well, that is where the original Camus and Vernon had started heading towards before backtracking back to the Starfinder's HQ. So, you know the direction you shouldn't go, but aside from that, everywhere else on Deck A, you don't really have a clue where Vernon would head to.
Kabi, were you gonna say something before?
No, never mind. Let's start going.
Did we want to head to the Eye? Maybe he went to visit there?
Oh man, I really want to see the rich sights. Steal some clothes, maybe.
Perhaps. None of our, well, previous self before we meet Elms had gone into the Eye, we presume, so.
So maybe that's a good idea then. Can I get a perception check from everyone?
I hate when you ask that question. 30.
Mercy.
No, see now you can't say under 30 or anything.
Mercy. You better roll good for this one. That's a nat one.
Oh, I wonder that one right after you shot me in the leg. Wow, Kamu.
As Mercy, you kind of see that Hawk and Camus are kind of forming a game plan, you know, about where to go, where would Vernon head to, in what direction, and after the time that has passed, where is Vernon most likely to be? So you kind of slump down by the wall and kind of check out your leg, and it's there that you spot, kind of crumpled with the debris everywhere on the ground. You see etched in to the wall, almost as if with like a laser tool of some kind. You see a note is actually written and left for you. It says, meet at I Arboretum. If Vernon is there, tell him to fuck off.
What? Who wrote this?
Signed Vernon.
Oh. Okay. Let's go. Guys, I found this note. He's in the Eye.
So, I mean, it's just, if Vernon were to do this, you know, and he's a pretty smart guy, so I think he'd do it very systematically. So, if we go in cross-grid formation across the entirety of Absalom Station Deck A, and we can do kind of a loop so we can all meet back with each other within allotted 10-minute intervals. And by the time that we've done that, we can systematically clear out the grid while minimizing our chances of meeting echoes of ourselves. But now that we're back here, I mean, there could be more...
Hawk. Well, it looks like the other half of the brain has been syncing up something. Come points to the writing, the etching on the wall.
Oh! Nice find, Mercy!
Yeah, I'm like amazing like that. But I'm not getting shot in the leg.
So this is a note that Vernon wrote to us? Maybe he's trying to find us too.
Yes.
Yes. So let's
Alright.
go! Let's go shopping!
I don't think there's going to be a lot of vendors here on this side of Absalom Station, but...
Perfect. I just need the merchandise.
Well, should we head off?
Yes, he's probably specifically at the memorial.
Okay. I mean, he just says Arboretum, and it shouldn't be too small, so maybe we'll find him somewhere. I just hope he's still there and he hasn't started, the black hole of time loop shenanigans.
It'll be fine. He's probably not dead.
He kind of gives you a hesitant nod, but you guys start heading towards the Arboretum. As you do, kind of approaching the inner eye, the open space, there's kind of usually an atmospheric barrier surrounding the eye, but here, in this space, there doesn't seem to be any. As you guys approach the Arboretum, you see standing out, almost as if in guard, circling around the front entrance, is Combine.
Combine? Where is
Combine rushes over to you, kind of circling around, and you see duct taped to the side of Combine is a watch.
The time.
You see that the time matches yours.
Our Combine! Go get your master!
It beeps as Combine rushes back into the Arboretum.
I will follow.
Yeah, Come would also follow.
Combine, what the hell did you find out there? As our friends, and friends of our current time, you see Vernon is kind of petting Combine as you walk in. You walked in here and, Kamu and Hawk's with you, so I'm guessing you checked the watch and know that this wouldn't go wandering in where you're expecting to see a double of yourself. A little too smart for that, I think.
Yes. Well, what have you figured out?
Well, I've been wandering around on Deck A, and I found elms.
Which one?
Not the one that we found. Some elms, I don't know, maybe a couple of decades into the future or something. I'm guessing if all of you have gathered together, you also found things on your respective floors, and I'm apparently left out of the loop.
Yeah, we got the...
Yeah, Vernon, sorry for that. We, forgot to specify a meeting time.
Yeah, I figured that after I had already left, and the last thing I wanted to do was run back into the cafeteria, meet another version of ourselves, and kill us all, so...
Well, good job on finding a way to not get us all killed in a black hole.
Well, I figured those people we heard in the hallways before, Kamu, you and I figured if those were indeed us from the future, that'd be a good place to leave a note. Guess I figured correctly.
She's like not even listening. She's like looking for valuables.
Mercy, you go over, you pick up kind of a flower by its root. It shifts from like a sprout to a fully grown flower and then back to a sprout.
I'm pocketing it.
You just start shoveling things into your pockets. Maybe it'll turn out good in the future or in the past or who knows what. Listen, I don't know exactly what you guys found, but I did meet our directive of finding it. He seems very proud of himself. And I managed to find a way to get the hell out of here.
What?
Yeah, I know, just a little detective work and everything. Look, I figured later we can figure out what the whole Gortham thing is. I mean, we have a good amount of information on them. Maybe we could research more back at the Starfinders if they have anything on this language that they were reading about or something.
Well, funny enough about that, we found that from an elms very far into the future.
What? How old was your elms?
We'll talk about it once we get back.
He kind of sitting there with his arms crossed.
Older than my own.
Yeah, sure. That's that's great, Common. It's great that you found that. It's great. Yeah, real proud of you.
Look, tell us, Orlin. Is his eyes always purple?
What?
It's his eye color.
never mind. You found, you know what? You found Elms, and he told you the secrets of the language or whatever. Yeah, that's cool. Look, I know how to get us out of here. So if whatever clues we have on this place, I don't very much like sticking around waiting to find another version of ourselves to get, I don't know, time warped or whatever it is Elms was talking about.
Not important,
Right.
Vernon.
Also, Mercy, put
So-
that damn plant down. It doesn't go well for you in the future.
What? Did elves tell you that?
No, I told me that.
Oh. And
Listen,
fine.
to get out of here, we need to, well, essentially, we have to time it right. I know, of all things, out here in Absalom Station, in this drift universe, but this is a plane between planes that people use on the material plane to essentially pop through and find out another way to get across the galaxy, like teleportation, kind of, using a wormhole. If we can time it right so that we go through the portal just as someone else is coming out, we can slip into that stream and get back to where we're supposed to be.
Mercy writes all this down in a note to leave for past selves, or if Elm wants to eventually leave.
You're saying that if we're trying to go out, we have to wait till a version of us is coming in.
A version of us, or maybe a version of someone else. I mean, the drift plane is what's used for faster than light travel all across the galaxy. I'm not sure exactly how the space translates, but at the very minimum, if Elm says that, well, we're coming in, more versions of us are coming in just as we're trapezing around this place, then, well, we might have to risk it.
We see.
I'm not spending the rest of my life here. I say risk it.
I'm none too fancy about sitting around here and turning out how Scugs did in the real world either. But
We can
either
all write our
way,
own books now.
is that so? So are we, is that our next step? We're heading back to, well, if Gorthram was there when these other aliens were, maybe there are other clues about what exactly they're doing. And how they're involved in all this.
Yes. But before that, we have a wormhole to catch.
I'd agree. I don't like staying around in this place any more than you guys do. And frankly, I don't think there's much to scavenge looking around here. Vernon slaps your hand as you pick up another thing, Mercy. Best leave what we have in case there's some unintended consequences bringing it out to the material plane.
It's so shiny.
Mercy, you don't want to know about what versions I found of you up here wandering on deck A.
What? Oh no. I bet they were super rich and pretty, right?
Yeah.
Oh. Mercy drops the things.
Look, either way, I don't think there's much left for us to do out here, so if you all are amenable to it, I say we get on our ship and we get the hell out of here.
Okay, first, can Mercy say that she's like downloaded a bunch of drama shows or like detective shows?
Yes, I
Okay.
will allow this.
Okay.
I believe that's within your capability.
Do we have a spare thing, comms terminal,
A spare?
or something like some technology? I want to like download stuff for Elms to watch. It's gotta be boring here.
If you wanted to eject a tape or something for him, I guess you could.
Okay, alright, I'm injecting all of my downloads into this. This is gonna be his entertainment for however long he stays here.
We have the last 20 episodes of Starfinder Chronicles.
Ooh, good addition.
I have a lot of
Okay,
nature
I'm-
documentaries that I have on hold.
Nice. Vernon?
I don't exactly watch serials.
Oh. You poor man.
I have a music library I can put into the pod if he likes listening to that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, and then I'll also add in a recording that's like, hi. Wait, what? I don't know what day it is. Let's just all say hi, bye, elves.
Like at
Thanks
once?
for your help. Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hi,
Hi,
bye,
bye,
elves.
elves.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks for your help.
You guys compile this little package for elves, full of your serial dramas, your documentaries, your music, and this little note as you guys prepare to leave the drift. When you guys return to the ship, home is still semi kind of functioning, trying to compile this data package for you as you guys kind of put it onto a small hard drive that you have on the ship, and you just leave it in the bay, or
Would elves come to the bay? Where does this guy go?
he said he kind of makes his rounds, you know, clockwise or counterclockwise or whatever he was talking about before I stopped listening to him. I'm sure if we leave it just in his path, he'll find it eventually.
Okay, Mercy envisions the perfect walk place for him in this bay and puts it there floating.
You step away as your last message to elves floats in the space. And without further ado, you guys step back into your ship. We do not have to roleplay the leaving Drift Station. You guys kind of wait for a minute at the place where you guys had first entered into this space. And eventually you do see a kind of spark in midair, almost as if a tear in space, as a ship very much similar to your own passes by. As it whiffs by you, you feel this, for a brief second, this pull, almost as if you are in two places at once, looking out the window, into the drift, and looking out your window into the material plane, two kind of mirror images, and you gun it into space. I would say, following Vernon's instructions, you make it back to your material plane. With that, you guys have returned to the ship, plotting course back towards home, of all places. You guys have a bit of time on your ship as you're waiting to return back to, maybe now with the knowledge of how to read this language, that you can find out more about who these people are and what their involvement is with your missing crew. Once you guys get back on the ship, home kind of alights back to normalcy as they begin to speak. Welcome back, Silent Stars crew. It has been approximately 999999999. Correction, it has been approximately 3.5 hours since our last departure.
Really? I'm only 3.5 hours older.
To
We're
put
going
that
to
into
process-
perspective, most drift transport takes merely between 0.5 and 0.2 milliseconds. So this is a certainly extended trip through drift space.
You're not
I have
drunk
already logged a complaint with current Pact World authorities to have this drift beacon repaired.
No! This is science!
There's no need for that.
Would you like me to cancel the request?
Yes. elves might get stuck if they fix it.
Very well. I am not sure I understand that statement, since 4 member Elms is dead and deceased. However, I will cancel the current request.
Come, as soon as they get onto the ship, come will start processing the drives that helps you.
Kama, you begin to process the drive. Essentially, it has this, what Elms has figured out of the language. And so it's pretty easy to have. You essentially get this for free, not much processing due. However, in the time as you guys are heading back to the asteroids, you notice that your background program that has been filtering through Ray's kind of video clips of Gorthram have finished. Hello, Jay the Americans.
There's more?
I would say,
Hello.
Kamu, you see that it has finished processing the entirety of the hard drive from Ray, and the only thing that is left to been flagged, you see a single video, a CCTV video, if you will. And this is the last kind of thing that seems to have been processed.
Hey, Sprout! It's me, Gorthram. I'm just checking in. You know, I just got back from a mission on Akaton. Real beaut of a planet she is. If you'd ever want to see it, I'd be happy to take you. Well, I was down there, picked up a couple seedlings, red varnish asters. I think they might liven up the place. The garden in the back is a little worse for wear, but I think these sprouts might add a pop of color. Your old woman would have liked it, you know. Kid, I know the past months have been hard, but it kills me seeing you'd hold up like this. You've got no obligation to see me, but I'd like some sort of sign that you're still alive, is all. I hope you...
Why did she do that? He loved her and he raised her, helped raise her.
You all kind of
This
watch
is a monster.
this video in silence.
Do you really think that was her?
Yes. If not, then no, it had to be. I think Sue sent her poison capsules and she shot him with a poison capsule. And then buried him! That's the grave! Why would she do that?
Well, if
Do you
you're
think
right,
childholders?
if this kid killed Gorthram and, well, I don't know what, but if they're still out there, how much like the idea of, I don't know, maybe them being involved in our crewmate's disappearance, or whatever the hell else they're doing in the galaxy.
We're about to go to their den. I don't know about this.
What confuses us is how much this one child is capable of.
A lot. Disguising themselves, killing their own family members, making connections with bigwigs.
Yeah, whatever involvement
Small wigs.
she had with Sonya doesn't exactly, and we don't know what the hell her goal is in all of this. What the hell's the point? Obviously, the Sonya thing didn't pan out. She's looking for, I don't know, money or fame or prestige.
I think it's entertainment. It could have just been her
Well,
copying Jackson
she
Huxley.
watched
Though.
the movie The Return of the Swarm and thought to reenact it.
So she's just doing it for, I don't know, fun?
That is the most evil thing I've ever heard of. My mother would be proud. It's not fun for us, though. Look how many people have died.
Well, if it's for her own sick amusement or for anything else, it doesn't matter. We have to stop before she starts any more damage.
Why is this
Not
playing
just
again?
for us, but for everything else.
Yeah, you're right,
Yes.
Hawk.
We'll go to that asteroid, find what we can about what her next plans are, or whatever, and then I don't know, blow the whole thing up.
I like that kind of plan.
Make sure she can't use any more of it.
Why is she
Hold
so...
on. Before we do that, Come turns to look at the console. Look towards the console. Hold on.
Yes, Camus, I have noticed the crew is congregated around a video. May I be entertained as well? I am aware that sharing videos is a common practice that friends use to get closer and laugh jovially.
Nothing's... No.
Well, theoretically, if the child that you're seeking is a great threat to the universe, we have to take measures. What would you do?
I am unsure if I understand the question.
Your
Us or
primary
child?
objective is to protect child. Yes.
This is correct.
If in the event that we have to harm child,
This is an unacceptable event, Camus. One that contradicts with my prime directive.
we understand. But there are choices that we don't get to make.
My prime directive is immutable, Camus. As a fellow construction, perhaps you do not quite understand, as I do. My prime directive is immutable. To protect child is my prime directive. If I should fail in that, there is nothing else for me to do. My entire purpose resides around this prime directive.
You can find a new purpose. Like adventuring with us.
The notion of finding a new purpose is one that is very commonly explored in much of organic literature and media, but it is not one that applies to constructs such as myself.
Can we reprogram you?
I would advise against this course of action.
Why?
Would you like it if I reprogrammed you?
I mean, like through hypnotism or something? I guess not. But I'll do it with your consent. Can we get rid of this purpose? Can we change it?
Very well. Let me make my intentions clear. I do not give you explicit consent to reprogram me.
Okay, then that means you're gonna have to make a tough choice soon. At least I hope it's tough.
In any case, before Trella's Not as soon as I left the medical industry. They were convinced that their purpose was to live and die there. A lot has changed.
Perhaps, in some instances, it is possible for one's prime directive to change. However, given the current circumstances, I do not see how that would be possible.
What?
To follow my prime directive is as necessary to me as breathing is to some organics. It is not something that can simply be decided upon. It is an immutable fact.
But I love you. I don't want to fight you.
I sense that this conversation topic is elevating heart rates and increased signs of stress, causing increased signs of stress activity amongst the crew. Have I said something wrong?
Meridian is right. You are a hard nut to crack. Well, will you at least promise us this? Before we're able to rescue our crewmate. You hold off on the objective of protecting child. You will not harm child until we find our crewmate.
I cannot simply ignore my prime directive under any circumstances.
What if Child tries to kill you? Because she's done that. There's another program that killed itself. I don't think she really. What if Child doesn't care about you?
Child's emotions towards me is ambivalent. It has no regard to my prime directive.
Oh. Okay, then. Can we. Is there a room that Home doesn't have access to?
I control much of the ship, hence is my purpose.
And then I'll just like whisper it, alright? Like really, really quietly. It's like, alright, guys. If Child tries to use Home against us, or any of us, remember that Child could pretend to be any one of us. We need another code that Home doesn't know.
Are you talking about this is like the pineapple thing where if we that you really harped on
Yeah.
about if any of us get like
Yeah.
cloned?
Yeah, but now that we don't know if Home is going to rat on us, we gotta hide it from her. So we need a new word.
A new word for what?
Come with the code. If any of us like are the code that we say, so we know that none of us are imposters.
Oh,
But what if she becomes imposters of our kidnapped crewmates? We don't know where they are.
Well, we can't tell them the new code. They know the old one.
Oh, okay.
yes.
Okay,
We
our
also
new code
shouldn't know.
is apple pie. They'll never see it coming.
Okay.
But when we're in this case that we're around Home, and Home knows the old code, we still have to use pineapple, because then Home's gonna find it suspicious if we're using a different code.
Oh, okay.
This
Good
is getting
plan.
unnecessarily complicated.
I see that the group is engaging in another group huddle.
Home, I just want to say that I love you, and anything that happens, I'm still gonna love you.
That is a very kind sentiment, Mercy. Thank you.
My dog.
Why are you crying?
It's nothing. It's nothing.
Very well. We are now approaching the asteroid location in the next 30 minutes.
You like want to come with us when we get off or something? Like this feels really important.
I am unsure how I would, quote unquote, come off with you towards the asteroid.
there no way to duplicate you in a tablet or something? Or a comm terminal?
There are many processes of which to copy or duplicate my code. However, this brings up the philosophical question of which one is me. My code will still reside within the ship's computer. There will simply be another version.
Okay. What if you just completely transfer over then? Well, I don't want to break the terminal. Then you die. What do you want to do, Ho?
The transfer of my systems is one that is a difficult process. When I had initially transferred to the Silent Star ship, I was already on a previous alien system that was functioning in the low 10%. To transfer from a broken system to a fully functioning one is easier. Now, however, since I have established most of my functions within the ship, it would be much more difficult, though not impossible, to transfer to an even higher system.
Okay.
To make an analogy, as if a hermit crab has to go into a larger shell once it continues to grow.
Alright, Hawk, it's up to you to build you need to become a crazy good scientist right now.
In the next 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I don't think we have enough, like, physical material to build, like, a larger ship than this one. I mean, certainly...
got this, Hawk.
Okay.
Mercy gives Hawk a hug. Alright, just don't lock the doors or anything at home. Just don't do anything crazy.
I will be in consistent
remember
comms. Now that we are out of drift space, I should be within close distance to activate comms, should you wish to contact me.
Okay. Don't talk to anybody else. Nobody else, even if you recognize the voice.
There is not much radio traffic out here within the diaspora. I do not believe I would encounter any radio signals. Even if I did, there would be no reason for me to answer.
Good. Keep with that philosophy.
Without further ado, then, you guys see over through the windows the asteroid coming up, a familiar one with a small kind of tin-roofed house that resides in a small, shimmering atmospheric barrier. You guys come to land. You touch
I
down.
thought you were gonna be like, find out next time.
No, a little too early for that. You guys touch down on the asteroid, returning to where you had first found home. Your ship still settles in that same imprint that it had settled in all that time ago. And now you are here once again.
I want to put flowers by Gortham's grave.
Yeah, you guys have been here before, so all the places within the house, you kind of walk in. When you had first arrived here, home was working in some capacity in kind of the broken down remains of the house. But now it's a lot darker. A couple of lights still flicker on. There's still kind of the ambient hum of like lighting and fluorescent lights and heating going on in the walls. But you head over to the grave first thing, Mercy. You go over the two graves that are settled in the back of the house.
Alright, I didn't have any flowers prepared, so I just took like a couple little leaves from Vernon's lavender plant.
I would say, Mercy, you were picking up, flowers before Vernon had stopped you in the arboretum.
Oh. Okay, I'll put the flowers there.
You take it out. This plant that had resided within drift space, in fact, and kind of had a lot of kind of shifting properties to it. But as you pull it out and you see it is it's fully bloomed, as you kind of rest this beautiful kind of like white orchid, is what it turned out to be, and you rest it on one of the graves.
Mother didn't seem like a bad person, so I'll. Do I have another one I can put on hers too?
Sure, I'll say you have enough.
Okay.
You kind of step back, and there are now 2 kind of pristine flowers in this place that very obviously hasn't been tended to for a very long time. The grass, what you had seen in the videos, has since turned brown and has since died off. Little sprouts of green, maybe, but these last 2 kind of flourishing little emblems of life as you place them on these graves.
I didn't know either of you, but you seemed like good people from what I've read, what I've seen. I'm sorry about your ends, but I'll be sure to set your child back on the right path. Perhaps through death, though.
I didn't really know you, Gorthram, but, if whoever was impersonating you did a good enough job to fool everyone else, then I guess, well, your personality seemed really jovial and a tad eccentric, but, well, who isn't on the Starfinders? I'm, sorry I didn't get to meet the real you, but I think that from what it sounds like of Ariel and Elms, you were a great guy.
Almost going to walk into the house, but seeing that this little ceremony was going on outside, they're going to walk over to Rotham's grave and place down Elm's. Well, what are they going to place down? They're going to place down Elm's little chip, or like Elm's hard drive, and say, "We don't know you, either of you, really, but Rotham, know that there is a friend out there who misses you very much." And they will lay down the hard drive.
I think I speak for all of us when I say we would have really liked to see a real mission by you. Come on, all of us are going to catch a cold out here in the deadness of space.
Yes, we have a mission here. And Come will lead the way to walk into the house.
I could never imagine killing my parents.
You guys
or one parent.
head back into the house. It's very quiet, as it always is. The kitchen kind of entirely dead. As a reminder of what the kind of floor of this house looks like, you guys have there's a small kind of study with a bunch of kind of bookshelves. That is mostly where you were kind of stuck last time. Not really anything that you could understand because it was all written in this other language.
Yes, Come will be heading directly to the study.
You head to the study now, looking back at things that are still kind of sitting around that box with the empty poison vials still sitting kind of on the desk. A lot of papers kind of scattered. Some of them were kind of written in common, and others now written in this other language that you don't quite understand. You near down to like the bookshelf, and why don't you guys give me a perception check investigating?
I'm sad, man. I don't want to investigate.
If you would like to do,
like to
do something else, then feel free. You have the entire house.
I want this woman dead is what I want. This monster. No, I'll investigate. What check did you say?
33.
Perception.
33.
20, 28.
You guys begin to investigate the study. on the bookshelf, there is a lot of hardcover books, not very common in the digital age, but you are finally able to read some of the titles. And these all, when you kind of flip through them, all appeal to be like leisurely books. You see a couple of like plays, a couple of, maybe science fiction novels. Like opening it up, it doesn't seem to be, none of these are like biographies or kind of like studying type textbooks. They're all just, for leisure fiction.
They were once a happy family.
And the book that has Icarus on it.
Yeah, you read. It's a short kind of book about the tale of Icarus. You're able to read it in full now, telling the story about a almost young man who flew too close to the sun. A story you've all grown kind of familiar with. At the end, kind of close to the Icarus book, though, Kamu, you see there's one book that is more worn than the others. The rest are kind of like pushed aside, and this one is almost tucked into the corner between the slats of the book. Very, very thin, kind of hardcover. The spine is kind of falling apart. But out from it falls kind of a loose page that seems to be like very well worn, creased, and folded back into it. And you were able to read it in full.
So was that Icarus story just because Holm knew about that book, or?
And I need to save this as an image. I'm realizing I cannot copy and paste this. Awesome.
Is it too long?
You can look it up. The book is, it appears to be some sort of, it's very thin, and it has kind of these cartoonish illustrations. It appears to be a children's book, called Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Sounds familiar.
And the piece of paper that has fallen out appears to be the titular poem for it. While you guys look it up, I will, in fact, just read it to you. There is, in this kind of well-worn crease, in fact, there are a couple of doodles kind of scrawled around the corners. And it says, "There is a place where the sidewalk ends, and before the street begins. And there the grass grows soft and white, and there the sun burns crimson bright, and there the moonbird rests from his flight to cool in the peppermint wind. Let us leave this place where the smoke blows black, and the dark street winds and bends. Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow, we shall walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and watch where the chalk-white arrows go to the place where the sidewalk ends. Yes, we'll walk with a walk that is measured and slow, and we'll go where the chalk-white arrows go, for the children they mark and the children they know, the place where the sidewalk ends."
How do you have such good alliteration?
It's because I do this job, baby.
Maybe this is something that was told the child as like bedtime story. That's why it's creased.
Does seem to be, I've seen many well-worn papers before. It looks like out of all the things on this shelf, this one's the one that was picked up the most.
This is just... Where did... why?
I wish I could tell you, kid. Maybe for once, this place is going to give us more answers than questions.
And I want to look somewhere else besides the shelf.
Okay. Yeah, in this kind of small study area, what'd you get on your perception, Mercy? 20-something or other?
28, yeah.
I will say with that, something kind of is interesting about this space, and this study area seems to be very analog, for lack of a word. All kind of paper and pencil. There's that, box with a couple of, those poison bottles in it, but a surprising lack of, like, technology in this space. And given what you know about, thinking about what you know about this Jane Doe, that, this entire place is kind of built on alien technology that has been leveraged to make the telespheres, to, fund Icarus, to provide the basis of their research. But this space just seems, it feels lacking to you for, like, a lab or a study.
Okay, it's lacking. Is that because they're from a planet that doesn't use much technology, or?
Well, you know that.
It doesn't seem like it's been raided.
From what you've gathered, I wouldn't say it's either. From what you've gathered, you know that, like, Jane has the capability for, like, very high technological, type things, devices that she can build. And this, it feels like this is, like, not a complete study. Like, that this is a separate room, but this isn't where, like, technologies were developed. And how exactly have they, like, stayed here so long, Like, all the technological aspects of it are missing from this room that you would expect in, like, this isn't the ready room, or whatever it is, or the lab.
Start pulling books, man. Maybe there's a secret staircase to the actual lab.
Yes, although, Mercy, your father might be the type to input codes into a sequence of books on the shelf.
Well,
Mother
it's
and
probably...
child are not so sure. But this place only has so many rooms.
Well, the poem might be the key.
Vernon and Hawk begin to start pulling out books, kind of placing them down on the ground. Eventually, they clear out the bookshelf, and they're kind of, like, searching around for, like, hidden switches or something of the like. As far as I can tell, this thing is just wood. No kind of circuitry or anything behind it. Now we can pull the damn thing from the wall.
Okay, let's try following the steps in the poem, then. First, it's talking about outside, so I guess we gotta go outside.
There is
Or
kind of like a small walkway that goes around the house. I mean, we saw it outside.
Oh, okay, let's go there.
Yes.
You guys head outside, and in fact, as you were kind of going around, you look up in a corner of the house, and you see the camera, and you get a kind of eerie feeling as you walk down this, you can shoot it. Make an attack roll.
I want to shoot that. That's the same camera that, like, Gortham was talking to, right?
You get the feeling as you walk by that this is the same sidewalk that Gortham had run down. You recognize it from the video.
Okay, middle finger first, then shoot it.
Mercy, I don't think it was purposefully, recording. I don't think the camera had ill intent to purposefully record. It just happened to pick up on it. You shoot the camera anyway.
Mercy.
I hate this woman.
You guys are walking down the street, and you notice, as in the video, there are little chalk markings on the side. You think in this space where there's no kind of atmosphere or rain to wash it away, they perhaps have been here for years.
Watch where the chalk white arrows go. Is that what this is about?
Alright, so we're on the sidewalk. What exactly, I don't know, find where it ends?
I guess. The children know. Hawk, are you a child still?
No.
Are you?
No.
Okay, great. Now that we've established that.
Okay. Is there an actual arrow for the lines? Or are they
Give me a perception check.
No, Hawk, you do it since you spotted the chalk first. I mean, Kabu.
What? We can.
If you guys would
We can
like
take
to
a look.
investigate the signs, essentially, that are the drawings on the ground.
That is perception, yes?
Mhm.
32 for perception.
That was like a puzzle.
As you guys are kind of walking around, essentially the sidewalk goes to the front door of the house to the back. And as you're walking by, Kama, there's a stretch where you kind of see one kind of faded chalk arrow that seems to point at one of the seams between the between the different blocks of cinder of the sidewalk.
We're gonna lift this up.
Blocks. Is it something that can be pried open?
You may
Let's see.
try. Why don't you give me a strength check?
Someone give us a hand.
You look
Look at
between
me.
you and the halfling, the goblin, and the Sheeran, and you have a sinking feeling.
Oh, we didn't take any strength, people.
We're going to do a roll anyways. Here. That's alright.
We'll cheer you on.
13. That's as good as we can get.
Vernon kind of goes over to try and help you kind of pry it. It's difficult. You like kind of wedge something in there to try and pry it up, but you feel, the crowbar that you managed to find bends more than the floor does.
Okay, maybe we just have to follow the arrow. I thought it was pointing to that panel, but I will just go in the direction of it.
You go in the
Give me
direction
color.
of it, and you eventually make your way to the back of the house.
And we didn't see any more chalk signs along the way, or no?
No more arrows. I'd say there's only one.
Okay, Kabu, you gotta try again.
You turn your head. You turn your head to see that Kamu Printer is still trying to try it open. Kamu will kind of concentrate some of their nanoscience towards, towards the arm. So they steady themselves and try to pry it open again. And that is not good. That is an 8.
I would say, Kama, you get the feeling that you're not going to have much luck trying to brute force this one.
All right. It says walk slow. What if we do this? What if I follow the arrow slowly?
Yes, this could be a mechanism of some sort.
I mean, if it's
Oh, and then, like,
here,
if it's for children-
they have to have a reason. They have to have been able to get in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they don't look, I mean, especially strong in the videos. I guess we haven't really seen any photos of Mother, but...
Then us, you and me, Hawk, we're short. Not children, but we are the size of children. So let's just both walk slowly in the direction of the arrow. Because I also... Like, maybe there's a button in the ground somewhere.
Okay. He kind of comes over to you, and you guys kind of step in step, walk, measured and slow, starting from the end of the sidewalk. You pass by the arrow, kind of like looking to see if there are anything in the ground, and eventually you kind of pass it. You hear kind of a small click almost when you strain your ears walking over it just before you hit that panel that the arrow is pointing to, in fact. And you kind of stop as if to wait for something, but nothing happens. And you walk over it, and nothing continues to happen. I think you might be missing a piece.
What are we missing? I don't know where the place where the sidewalk ends.
Vernon's over at the front of the house. It ends right here. I don't get what's so difficult. I know where the sidewalk ends. It's right here. It stops. It's stupid. It's a stupid poem.
They would be great friends with Ray. There's no more grass growing. Can we see the sun from here?
I would say sometime, like the way that this asteroid turns, sometimes you can see the sun. You're currently at the opposite end. It is night on the asteroid, if you will.
Maybe we have to eat peppermint and our breaths will be the peppermint wind.
Interesting. The atmospheric barrier should, in this place, should mean that there's no wind on this asteroid whatsoever.
Yeah, there really isn't. Not really a way you could fabricate it. I don't know, you guys just have peppermint lying around? Maybe there's some
actual viable
aromatic sensor or something? Look, there's gotta be some mechanical way that it's catching this.
There was a click when I stepped on something, but is it like a time thing? Like I gotta step on things and then another thing ahead? Where did I stop? Did I stop before or after the arrow?
Before
After
the
the
arrow,
click.
you kind of heard the click.
And then when I kept walking, just nothing happened?
Yep, nothing happened.
Oh, what? Okay. What if I walk, measured and slow, and stop directly at the arrow?
That is pretty much what you did.
Oh, okay.
It appears that, like, no matter what you do, after you kind of hear that click, nothing appears to happen.
Where's Smuggles? Okay, let me look around. Like, is there anything else notable in this outside area?
Give me a perception check.
I like how, like, this music is like, I don't know, it's making me sad. Nat 20.
This is the sad music. Mercy, you kind of look back in the direction that you're heading, that the arrow points in. Essentially, you go from the front of the house to the back of the house. You kind of like try to aim yourself, and you look at exactly what is kind of behind you. And there are a couple of things aside from the sidewalk. There's little lanterns, kind of they've since grown kind of dark. Not working, obviously. A couple flicker, and there's different kind of rocks and things. A couple of like statues. There's a small kind of like brazier, if you will, for like fire pits. There's like a couple of kind of weird, pointy-hatted little ceramic things that are embedded in the ground. Some of them are like half broken open.
Do gnomes not exist anymore?
I mean, you know what a gnome looks like, and this is not. This is like a weird kind of creature. I don't know. It's got like a big nose and like it has a pointy hat. You know, gnomes are just like normal people. They're a little weird, but
Oh. Gosh.
Mercy, what are you looking at?
You kind of like you
I
look at
don't
one and you're
know,
like,
Tommy.
you don't know why this one kind of reminds you of Taps. Like it doesn't look anything like them. I don't know. You get a weird feeling, but anyway.
What? Pabu,
Mercy.
I looked around and saw stuff, and I probably should have clicked in my head for something, but it really didn't. The light bulb did not
What
go
did
off.
you see?
There's a lantern over there that's grown dim over time. A fire pit thing, brazier,
Fire pit, you said.
and this weird taps looking thing. Yes, fire.
Past the pits where the asphalt flowers grow? Asphalt flowers being flame?
I don't think that's what asphalt flowers are.
Asphalt is like
We've
the
never seen
ground, the road.
We-
It's, this. Vernon kind of kicks at, there's some weeds that grow, like, in the cracks between, the different panels of the sidewalk. Weeds that grow in the most unlikeliest places. They find a place with even the modicum amount of dirt between the asphalt, that's where they'll grow.
Come bends down and nips at some of the plant.
Can I light the
Interesting.
fire?
Sure, if you'd like to. There are a couple of, like, charred cinders in it. You being a Solarian, you could probably light it very easily.
My race, or whatever it's called, comes in handy.
You step over and you light a little flame. It has a warm, kind of homey glow. And the smoke kind of piles up, floating out above the atmospheric barrier and away.
Okay, there's smoke now. Where's it blowing?
It just goes up. There's not really wind here, so it just kind of goes straight up.
Abu, I'm not seeing the connections. I don't like the lanterns.
Around
Brighter.
the panel where the crack or the crease is there anything that surrounds it? That's interesting.
I would say no. It really is just a crack in the sidewalk. Aside from this arrow, and aside from the click you hear when you walked, when Mercy and Hawk did that little experiment, there's really nothing else particularly.
What are you telling us?
Mercy, why don't you walk the sidewalk again? Alone.
Okay.
And see what happens.
Okay.
Mercy, you begin to walk down the sidewalk. Once again, measured and slow. Eventually, you hit the spot where the click happens. And as you do, walking away from the brazier blowing its smoke, there's a click, and then a scraping sound. And suddenly, you look down, and
What?
the panel in front of you of the cinder scrapes across the ground, and you instead see stairs leading down.
Oh.
Or sorry, not
Yeah,
stairs.
I
You
listen.
see it's a ladder, more so.
I'm so smart, man. Definitely attended that, yes. I'll go down.
You head down to where there is a, you start heading down the ladder as Vernon and Hawk kind of rush over, kind of peering down. There's another panel that you kind of like push open. It feels like some sort of metal structure down here, almost as if you're opening the hatch of like a skiff or something, or some sort of vehicle. And you hear the faint noise of kind of computer beeping and fluorescent lighting downstairs in this subterranean structure, whatever it is.
Really, this lab
Oh,
can't be
she's
anywhere
still
than
open.
Dr.
Yes,
Thompson.
we can still climb down after Mercy.
Yes, the hatch has stayed open. In fact, you see there was a button on the underside of which to close it. You guys descend into this space. When you come down here, you see a lot of things. It's not a large space by any means. This is like a very small spaceship, you would think. That can maybe houses like one person, has like one bedroom. Just chock full of different things. There is kind of two distinct parts of this, what almost feels like a lab. On one end, there is a bunch of kind of experiments set up, a bunch of kind of different tubing running between different like battery cells and a whole bunch of like what looks like scientific type experiments going on. And the other side is you see when you go over and you swipe a hand across a table, comes with a fine layer of dust. Very obviously this part of the lab has been ignored, and there's a cozy kind of armchair, there's another bookshelf, and not much else.
On the side where there's technology, does it have a console that we can access information?
Oh, sorry.
I would say actually both sides have consoles that you can access information. They appear to be like standalone, like laptops, essentially. Very kind of crude technology as far as you're concerned. But there is kind of one on the dusty, the forgotten side, and one on the other side.
I would say Mercy went down first. So.
That is true.
I don't want to uncover anything sad. Mercy will wait until Kamu comes out.
What is this?
I don't know, and I don't want to look. You look.
Okay. Sure. Which side should we start with?
Right.
Is right side the more forgotten?
Right is the forgotten side.
Fascinating. Come we'll walk over to that console and try to activate it.
You kind of slide it open. This technology is one that you are not familiar with, and you see a keyboard of strange symbols that you are unfamiliar to you. But you pull out kind of Elms's decoding of the language. You try to match it up as best as your ability. This laptop appears to be... What you can read is that it says Encyclopedia Terra on it. It is just a long connection of... It's an encyclopedia. When you kind of look at the different entries, they're scattered and not nearly as large of a file as you would expected encyclopedia to be. And when you go through it, it is not very thoroughly filled out. I'll explain more as if there's anything you would like to look up specifically. It is a hefty kind of file.
The encyclopedia. Come we'll look up anything that has to do with language.
You look up language and you find kind of recorded history much better than Elms's notes, what he was able to decipher from this thing. But it's almost a common translation, so specifically made to translate common in this language. And as you do, you see that's kind of handwritten out. There's a couple of things about like phonetics, about like different type of letters that go together and making different sounds. And you manage to find an entire file on this.
Interesting.
Nasty.
With that knowledge, is this knowledge going to help us search up certain terms?
Yeah, sure. I would say with this you have like a thorough attempt understanding of the language. As you're kind of looking through this file, actually, it's a lot of the files as you're just kind of scrolling through, like you see one for like library or something, and it's just like explaining different things. It seems very personal, like the entries in this, like almost a first-person account of pretty much everything and anything that this person could think of. You see a couple of footnotes in the language one that says essentially just like a little footnote about like common. There's a huge bunch of files on common, and when you look them up, these are like the Absalom Station files that you could look up back at home. And you see there's a footnote that says, "Thanks, Gorthram."
Ah.
So Gorthorn pulled the database from Absalom Station to help Mother, perhaps, make this translation. Interesting.
Oh, it was to help Mother, or that was to help Child?
Combs going to also look up intelligent species.
You look up intelligent species and you don't get a lot. But looking up a species list, there appears to be essentially a long list of just species that are listed. And a lot of them you don't quite understand. You kind of look up one of them and you see just like a long description. Four-legged mammal, often a producer of milk, used in agriculture, often used to make various food items such as cheeses and breads, also farmed for its meat, and kind of like these brief descriptions about what these things are. I would say there's really no... In fact, when you look at the list, there are like almost no animals that you recognize, Kamu, and being a common viewer of Speciespedia, of Critterpedia, that surprises you particularly.
So, Terra must be some planet somewhere. Combs going to look up home.
You look up home, and you find a couple of things. You get a couple of hits. One is kind of on... You see a brief mention of the coordinates that you are at right now, and there's a brief entry, current asteroid that we're residing on in this strange new galaxy, residing at these coordinates, orbiting around, you know, the sun. You also get, I would say, looking up home, you get another entry of a planet. You look at this kind of bluish-green marble. There is a picture included. And it says Terra, home. Everything that this encyclopedia about its history, its culture, hoping to be encapsulated in this encyclopedia.
Mercy, Hawk, Vernon. It seems that Mother and Child came from this planet named Terra. Looks a little like Castro.
A lot of
Is there
blue-green marbles out in the Pact Worlds. Say anything about where it is? I mean, I'm guess obviously it ain't in the Pact Worlds.
Or why they left?
No. We can look up Terra. Gummo tried to pull up the entire write-up on Terra from the console.
You pull up the entry for Terra, and it mostly describes like the logistics of the planet. You know, it's mentioning it's very small, kind of fourth from orbit of the sun. Only planet said, the only planet that has been colonized. Exclude it as one natural satellite, and you may see at the very end of it, the last kind of note on Terra, aside from like all the logistics about the planet makeup and everything, is that it says, presumed to be destroyed in the cataclysm.
Cataclysm? The Gap? Or something else?
No, the Gap is the Gap. Come looks up the Cataclysm.
You begin to look up Cataclysm. You get to a part of history, this very kind of long section of the encyclopedia, some of these entries are just like names of like wars or battles, and they don't have any entries in them. Some of them like have a lot of question marks in them, very much as if like someone was trying to recreate the entire history of their planet from scratch, from memory. They were just trying to write it down. But the one with far the most words in it is this event labeled the Cataclysm. It seems to have been rewritten several times. And it mentions that essentially one day in Terra, almost as if what had first was assumed to be a meteor strike had hit the planet. There are a lot of addendums to this, but essentially there's a small kind of almost log entry that's like written kind of in first person. We were shuttle side when it happened. I hope that she didn't see too much of it out the window, but it was something you couldn't even imagine. Much larger than an asteroid. Another planet. A marble, blue and green marble, twin to our own home, crashing into each other, obliterating everything that could have possibly been there. I don't know what it was, or how it possibly could have gotten here. Another planet that's, unnamed in our solar system. Much more to be researched.
Kind of sounds like what happened at the archipelago, but on a way bigger scale.
There is another kind of entry afterwards. It seems to be a lot of like footnotes. There's a very long footnote for this one, which mentions, I think I've pieced together what has happened, what Gorthram has managed to tell me about these packed worlds and its own history. He said that hundreds of years ago, another planet, they called it Galarian, I think, disappeared, and that no one had known what has happened. I think about that day often, that second planet that crashed into our own, the wormhole that seemed to take us out of our own solar system, that made this planet destroy our own and has brought us here. But he says this was hundreds of years ago, and for us it's barely been a couple of months.
What? I feel like this is more time shenanigans. I'm very confused.
If traveling through a wormhole is like traveling through the drift,
But people don't travel through wormholes. I mean, transplanar travel is, a bit of a mess of it in itself, but this kind of thing, going through a wormhole from wherever the hell these people were, well, I can't imagine it'd go exactly how you'd expect.
So if it's like that place we were trapped in before, if that entire station somehow transferred into our universe, it would probably be in the exact same spot our normal Absalon station is, and crash into it like what happened with Galarian and Terra?
Look, people have been trying to figure out what happened during the gap for centuries, ever since it happened. If it was some sort of wormhole event, well, I'm not even sure if that's even related to the drift or what have you. We can't exactly study them because, they show up and then they disappear, and, well, if anyone were to happen within the Pact Worlds, it would surely be an event, a world-eating event.
yes. But now we're getting evidence of what actually happened here. As improbable as it sounds.
So does Shad want to destroy the Pack Worlds because, I don't know, she blames plaque world for getting rid of Terra? You know?
I mean, we don't even know what happened. It's...
You're saying that just doing all that to go back?
Or she is trying to get revenge, blames all of us for, I don't know, maybe destroying her planet.
Either or.
Hmm.
All I know is that this lady's crazy.
What if I need to look through the other console? Come, we'll walk over to the newer one.
You head over to the other side. You see Vernon kind of like shifts one of the books on the table, a huge kind of gap of dust leaving behind. You guys head over to the other side of the lab. You see a kind of large setup on the table. This kind of experiment that needs to span the whole table, and you recognize it, Kamu, as sticking up a lot throughout this table are a series of tuning forks, all kind of set up in this giant kind of array, set up to a couple of things. There are some other papers that are scattered around it, and this is kind of separate from the laptop that is settled on one of the counters.
Oh, Vernon, you think this is how Job discovers how frequency affects swarm?
Think that this is some
Tells-
kind of prototype telesphere?
Just a thought. We do not have the knowledge that perhaps these two person from Terra possesses.
You're damn right about that.
Really? Well, if this is the mother's laboratory, and if the mother was a good person, surely she wouldn't be making these forks for the purpose of controlling the swarm, right? What was the original purpose?
Guess there's only really one way to find out.
What, searching it? We could search it.
Well, I don't know. Let's look around.
Okay.
Give me perception checks from everyone, and what you would like to investigate. I'll say there's a couple of things. There's this laptop and this experiment setup, and there's a couple of papers around the experiment setup.
I want to look at the papers.
Okay. Give me perception, please.
31.
31.
Perception. That's 27 to look at the laptop.
Okay.
Look into the laptop.
Kama, you head over to the laptop. As you open it up, you see a bunch of files that are stored here. This appears to be a very kind of like homebrew programmed from scratch kind of laptop. A couple of kind of files written around. Very high kind of security. If you'd like to give me a computers check.
Yes.
Mercy would like to request that you find a photo album file. The memories.
Will a 25 do it?
Yes, you log on to the computer, and using kind of your conversion from common to this language, manage to open it up. see a lot of files appear to have been like systematically erased, but you find what catches your eye is one of the files you find is a series labeled medical, and you load it up, and it is just full of scans, a lot of kind of like chest x-rays, different kind of like blood sample tests it seems to have been sent, all these kind of files, and what catches your eye, Kamu, is that these files have been sent to biomedical industries.
Well, cruel. We had thought about this. When we spoke with Sonia on his ship, he never knew who Dr. Khan was. So it couldn't have been him who contacted Dr. Khan. Initiates the exchange. And the only probable person would be child.
So,
Or Gordon. Or even mother. If this was ever an attempt to save mother's life.
Okay, so
well, we know that Gorthram contacted, that institute to try and help Hypatia. You think he also contacted Biomedical too?
Looking at the scans, does this look like a full-grown adult, or does this look like the scans of a child?
I would say looking through, give me a medicine check.
Ooh, very good thing that we put. I'm also pointed to medicine. 27 for medicine.
With a 27 from medicine, you start to sort through, and you see that there are in fact two different people in these scans. You find like two distinct blood work tests. And so looking through, you see that a couple of scans you think are from both mother and child, because they are similar enough. Being able to tell which is which, you're not entirely sure. You just see like two identical scans that are slightly different enough that you think they're different people, but not like drastically so that you would not be able to tell from like a skeleton scan which one is which.
Yes.
so if she was dying from a disease or from poison?
And the ones that
I would say
Is
these
there ones that
scans
actually-
also span over like a good couple of months. So these have been, this correspondence with biomedical industries appear to have been going on for like quite some time. And then there is a sudden like gap where there's kind of no contact.
Or when she died? But did they confirm it was a disease?
I would say through these notes, it is a disease. This is not foul play.
Okay.
it looks like child maybe was attempting to contact someone else because they were convinced the medical industry or the medical center that both of them reached out to would not be enough to save mother.
Or maybe she'd already kicked the bucket by the time these correspondences were sent. Or the second that they stopped. Kama, there's this kind of like span of months where there's this constant communication of files being sent to biomedical industries, and then there is like a gap. For like a month, there's no contact. And then you see at the very end, there is a communication log between the user of the terminal and this other person. And it's kind of, some of it is corrupted. You can only kind of catch the tail end of it. But this is what it reads.
It's gotta be Dr. Cobb. You forgot like the very handsome trait. Okay, so she wants to blow up the world to maybe, I don't know. It's either vengeance or to do some wormhole shenanigans. Maybe open a wormhole. That is so selfish, though. How could she call someone greedy when she's being greedy herself? Makes one to know one, I guess.
So, child, she's the one who's putting all of this together.
Nasty little villain.
One pulling the strings.
There's one thing else you find on the terminal. There is a video you see, and this dates years back. This is many years that it dates back. It is labeled some sort of object recognition type protocol, and you play it.
Startup protocol complete. Initiating object recognition test beta Charlie 2.11. Calibration setup complete. Testing may begin at any time. Object detected. Recognition coffee mug at 89.2%. Object detected. Recognition teddy bear at 91.3%. Object detected. Recognition pencil at 86.8%. Object detected. Recognition smile at 95.5%. Interruption in test detected. Inquiry to admin. Is something wrong? Have I made an error? Message received. Continuing test.
I guess this is a couple years after the last one.
I would say this is set years before you think either Hypatia's or Gorthrum's death. A good couple of years probably before then.
Oh. Oh, so Mother didn't build home, she built home.
Yes.
That would explain why. I mean, if child is the first priority to protect, it's because she's the creator. Kamu, a voice kind of echoes in your head for a second. God. Before it kind of fades from your mind.
Pandora.
What? You all right there, Kamu?
God, she's we're fine. She's the one who created both Pandora and home.
Well, if Pandora said that Home and her are, well, maybe not sisters, but I mean twins, even if you think about it, born from the same, starter code, same boilerplate. And yeah, tell everything, isn't it? That AI that was meant to emulate Jackson, that even that biomedical industries computer. It all stems from this, same source.
Yes.
Freak.
Impressive. To build the most complicated. One of the most complicated intelligence. Your laptop.
Is it okay? What was that one data source from the beginning where we could look up stuff? Is that the same thing as the laptop or different?
The encyclopedia, if you would like to go back, that is it's a different laptop. That is the one kind of covered in a thin layer of dust.
Oh, okay. I don't think. I'll try it anyway. Starblazer.
You do not find anything on Starblazer. You find a lot of things about stars, about kind of like stargazing, work that, like little logs about kind of like, used to do work for telescope starblazing, not starblazing, used to do work for stargazing in my job. It's used to do a lot of starblazing back in the day. Now you find a log that there's this kind of like personal entry, it seems. It's strange being here. It's strange in and of itself to know that everything that you have been familiar with in your life, everything that you've ever known is gone. But even the stars are different here. Where's Cassiopeia, the queen, and where's Orion, the hunter? Even the stars are different. It's just another thing that alienates us from everything that we once knew.
But then you got Gorthram, and love prospered and made you more happy. Can I take this entire laptop, or do I have to download the data?
Nothing's stopping you
This
from
is the
just
history of Terra.
taking the laptop.
Yeah, it's the history of Terra and Mother, and I don't want it to rot here.
I don't say, Mercy, when you were looking around for, while Kamu was going onto the computer, you were looking around for, photos, you said, a family album.
I kind of, I don't know if I actually want it.
It's too late. You find a photo, in the forgotten side of the lab. It's a small kind of framed thing. There's not a real image that I didn't set it up beforehand, but you see a picture for the first time of a couple of people. You see the main focus. There are people kind of scattered in the background, but three people are kind of like holding up glasses. There's a kind of man and a woman with kind of like a long black hair, and there's an additional woman who's holding up a glass very cheerily, kind of more stocky, with this kind of, this bright kind of red hair.
Mother!
And on the back of it, it says, Ada and Steven's baby shower.
Oh, so this is not her child. Well, she is, but like biologically. Taboo. So this story becomes even more sad. So this kind-hearted mother adopted the child of her best friends, and then she died.
Perhaps this child's real parents didn't make it through the cataclysm.
Maybe she was babysitting at the time, or I don't know. It says we were shuttle side. Why was just her and child? Maybe her parents were doing something else.
You can't imagine what these people had to go through. I mean, Eox, blew itself up because of its own hubris, but... And none of us had to live through something like that, but it's just...
But her child ended up being psychopathic anyways! I will take the photo. I'm taking everything.
You take the, you pocket the photo, Mercy.
Really left her mother's grave to rot over here. Her history. Is there anything else in the room?
I would say there's still the experiment kind of on the table.
What did the papers I looked at say again?
I would say you kind of got sidetracked because you wanted to look at the encyclopedia. But give me your check from then and I will tell you.
It was 31.
You start to look through this experiment. You see there's a setup to activate it, and a bunch of papers. You see that these papers are scattered around, are written. You kind of try to match them to this other language, and you get stuck, and you realize you recognize what's transcribed on this is neither common nor this other language. This is Sun Disciple, actually.
What? What's happening? If only we'd saved Kasuk! Where's our crewmates? What
Well,
are they dead?
That's right. People took our crewmates. They had Solarium.
Well, the Star Blazer is meant to blow up the sun, so I guess that's why they learned Sun Disciple or something. Do we remember from our brief lesson on Sun Disciple-ness?
I would say, even without your brief description of Sun Disciple-ness, Mercy, you look at this, and this is familiar to you. Not because it's Sun Disciple, but you look and this is the writing in the cave on Eox. You pull up your picture that you sent to a variable, and it matches, stroke for stroke, what was written in that cave. And then in a note above it, written in this other language, see the word moon song. And there are a couple of places where they translate some of the words directly into this other language.
I can't understand either.
I would say with some of it, you have this kind of poor, if you would like to, you think with this extra information, you could not get an exact translation, but get a better translation of the poem that Averial had sent you.
Yes, I'm gonna translate it right now.
You sit down and get to work on that.
No time to talk about it, I'm working.
If this kid is using this sun blazer to, I don't know, what planet is she trying to destroy? She's just gonna go on a tirade and blow up all of them? I mean, look, the power to fire a planet-destroying laser from your ship is grand, but I don't know if it's something that you can just fire off at all angles.
Well, even if she doesn't destroy all the planets, it's gonna kill the star, right?
You're saying...
Is
it's
it?
in the case that she's not trying to destroy the entire packed world.
Well, without the sun, all the packed worlds will die, unless she's gonna blow up the sun itself.
Is she? I thought when we looked at the Star Blazer schematics, I mean, it harnesses the energy from the sun, but it...
Does it kill the sun in the process, though?
I mean, obviously your dad didn't think though, but he didn't get the full story, did he?
No.
She was selling this as a weapon to Sonia because obviously Sonia wouldn't want to blow up the Pact Worlds.
Well, in that case, the target would be Castroville. After the storm has landed.
Well, that's what
Or
Sonia
perhaps-
wanted to use it for, but he didn't know anything. Let's keep looking. Hawk begins to pour through the other. There are other documents on the table, a couple of other of them, and you do see kind of like schematics that are kind of labeled Star Blazer in the corner, and they're all kind of like pasted onto this. There appears to be like a kind of bulky computer that's hooked up to this science experiment setup.
But the setup, that is the tuning fork?
Yes, the tuning fork kind of setup.
Busy analyzing. You gotta do it, come.
Don't know what this will do. Com's going to use. Well, technically, it could just be.
Could kill us all.
A gentle blow, or a gentle hit.
I would say it's very obvious that
Oh.
there's like some sort of activation mechanism from the terminal. Like a bunch of the tuning forks are kind of like set up in a bunch of ways. You could just directly hit them, but there's like a Rube Goldberg-esque contraption that appears to be set up.
Okay, Kamu, I trust you with my life completely, and you definitely would never activate this and harm me.
Is there like a couple will try to find a custom program used to activate the setup?
You head over to the custom program that manages to activate the sound. Just as Mercy, you are cracking the code. A couple things happen. Kamu, you see a video that's labeled kind of Star Blazer demo. And you recognize this video because this was on the Needlepoint. You'd seen this, essentially, the video that was given to both Mercy's father, both the Spine Twister, to people who were working on the project, to Dr. Kamu, about what it is. And so essentially the ship goes to the sun, essentially harnesses energy from the sun, and then uses that to fire a laser. Except that this time, the video is different. Mercy, here's your translation. You
What?
watch in the video as the ship goes to the sun, and you remember that it activates some mechanism to harness energy for a laser. And as you see this happen, you see 7 kind of dots glow around where this sun icon is, and then they shatter. And then in the model, you watch as the sun goes supernova,
Oh my.
and that is the end of the demo.
The fear is trying to destroy the entirety of Pact Worlds.
But that'll kill her too, wouldn't it?
Oh my gosh. Just killing everybody because she wants. Well, what? Free her from her mother's Wait, whoa! Destroy her mother's prison and then meet her in the afterlife. This woman is crazy.
Okay, hold on for a second. What are you reading over here?
This is the proper translation of that thing we found in the cave. On Eox, of all places. I don't know why it was on Eox. But yeah, she wants to kill us all. Because the Pack World is a prison. Maybe she killed Gortham to like be like, oh, this is a mercy kill. I'm gonna kill everybody anyways. But you can go first.
Are you
'cause I'm
saying that
kind
she
like
thinks her mother's in the sun?
No, because her mother's dead. So I think she just wants to reunite with her and take everybody with them, like destroy the prison that kept her.
In that prison being death? I guess that's a roundabout way to go about things.
No, I think the prison is the Pack World. She was stuck here after Terra was gone.
Look, this poem written in Eox wasn't. This was not written by whatever this girl or her mother.
Oh,
Yes. This is something else.
We saw it. It was in Eox. It was, hundreds of centuries of years old before they even arrived here.
so is this a prophecy?
I don't know.
What's about to happen?
It would make sense if she knew about it beforehand. And who was the one who told us to go there in the first place and get us that sample?
Why would she tell us without telling us?
Well, because obviously she didn't want us to find out exactly what she was getting up to. And if what she was getting up to is destroying the entirety of the galaxy, then yeah, I think that's pretty obvious.
Oh my, everywhere you look, she just becomes more and more nefarious. She put the plan in our faces.
More like she used us as pawns to get what she needed.
Which it would not be the first.
Akamu, as the demo finishes, you see it says starting up experiment protocol, and you see a hammer kind of cock back and ring against one of the tuning forks. And you see they all begin to resonate. Suddenly, a noise kind of fills the entire space. A noise that is familiar to you, Kamu, and yet different. The humming drone of static kind of fills your mind. For a second, you see Hawk and Vernon also kind of like seize up as you all are floating for a minute. And there are flashes. This is very much a prototype of this kind of whatever static attunement, but it's a prototype. It's not quite finished. You get flashes. You hear chanting, and it is bright and incredibly hot. And you feel for a second this empty pit in your stomach that you can't quite place. And you see walking in step behind you, or you feel more so than you see, the steps of a Kasathan and the steps of a Vesk, and you, determined on a path. The very end is near, and you can feel it in your bones. And suddenly, you are shaken from this, whatever this was, this glance into this web of the universe, into thoughts of other people's minds, and you hear the echoing kind of ring out as it finally dissipates. And there's a kind of electric noise kind of around you, and you hear the sound of an engine starting up.
What? Is that our end? No! That can't be our ship.
You feel a kind of shifting in the ground, and you hear the noise get fainter and fainter.
No! I want to go outside! I told home not to listen to anybody!
You kind of look towards each other, and you guys rush outside as you see, flying away from you, the Silent Star ship.
Kabu, I can't die here! Not a supernova explosion is kind of a cool way to go out, but I don't want to die! Can we contact Hope? She's still in contact distance?
You ring out to home, and the only response that you get back is this.
What?
And as you reach out again, you see that the contact has been severed.
No! When was the first time we heard something like that?
The noise? Or the static?
No, having hope. I feel like we've been told that before. Did Hope say that before?
Either way, you feel a sinking pit in your stomach as just over the horizon, you see the sun is coming up as the asteroid turns in a direction. You all stare at the sun, a place that you feel like you had just seen in your mind's eye a couple of seconds ago with a steely, steely resolve. You get the feeling that the galaxy may be very near its end.
No!
Whatever you do to try and stop that is something you will have to think about for next time.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears, wasted water's all that is, and it don't make